Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition. Anchor's Old Foghorn Barley Wine Style Ale Revisited. This was first brewed in 1975 and first bottled in 1976. It's the first American produced barley wine. Now there's some talk, but I don't know if it's verified, about why they spell it as one word barley wine. And they were saying that the company was scared to use the word wine on a beer bottle because of regulation considerations, and that could be the case because a lot of beers won't say beer, they'll say malt liquor, which is actually an old term for barley wine from what I was reading in 300 Beers to Have Before You Die. There's the Anchor trademark, San Francisco. If I go back to San Francisco, I'm gonna go to the brewery. Last time I was there 3 days and did not go to the brewery, but I went to see the Giants 3 games against the Rangers. Interleague. They used the first running of the wort, and they used bungings, which from what I can understand is like a back pressure for carbon dioxide, back pressure system. Ideal for sipping after dinner. Well, I had dinner at just before noon, and this should probably work. 9.4% alcohol this year. The alcohol by volume does vary. The IBU is not certified by the company. They use 2-row pale and caramel barley malt and Cascade for bittering and finishing hops. It gets a very good score in Beer Advocate, so they're saying a B+. The Bros say good, a B. That's not the greatest. Rate Beer, though, say 99 out of 100 and 96 out of 100 for the style. And on Anchor's website, they say this is to beer like port is to wine. Port, a fortified wine from Oporto, Portugal. And this is a super strong beer, relative to regular beers. They said originally it was, now last time I did a video review for this was 2011, and the last time I did a written review was 2010. Before I even started doing video reviews, and I noticed my score wasn't that good. It was kind of like Beer Advocate saying it's good. We were supposed to examine this, but then my father had to go have some kind of emergency surgery actually, and but he's doing better. I talked to him today, and I told Eric Thomas Metal, I said, well, can't do it tonight, we're gonna have to do it another day, and it's not his fault, he just hasn't had a chance to do it. And I got antsy, so I said I'm doing it. No one else could even get it in our examination group. No one. They were like, we can't find it. A friend of mine in Houston couldn't find it anywhere in the Houston area. So, and then over here Dorgnax has a shelf full of it. Stein's Deli, a shelf full of it. So it's around in some places. Well, that is a very murky looking thing, huh? Not much of a head, little cream color, and it's just like a, I don't know what color that is. What is it? Burnt sienna, like in the Crayola, the old big Crayola variety pack. I see some clinging bubbles. They said in the book, in the 1700s, it was drank by the aristocracy. Then later, some of the gentry, which was the upper middle class, but commoners, not aristocrats, they started to homebrew it. And then eventually, the aristocracy stopped. They lost power supposedly in Great Britain, and then it kind of became just a commercial product. And Bass number 1, I think it was called Bass, from Bass Brewing Company. We get Bass Ale here. They did it. And they say sometimes Coors does it in Great Britain. They'll make a barley wine in Great Britain, like a famous old brand. It smells rich and strong, and it looks thick. I had the Goose Island Bourbon County brand barrel aged barley wine, and I did not like it. And it was a lot different though. I mean, it was so much different. It was black, dark brown to black. This is caramel or burnt sienna. This is not that dark. This does not smell at all like the coconut. Of course, it's only 9.4. That was 12.9, and this has fig, a little dates, plum notes. Yep. And of course, bread. They're highly hopped, but you don't pick up a lot of hop bitterness because they're so sweet. They just have to put a heck of a lot of hops, so you'd puke if you drink. You know, excuse my rough language, but you'd vomit. Okay, don't say vomit. You'd throw up. You'd regurgitate if it wasn't for the hops to balance out the sweetness. I didn't say blow chunks. All right, I didn't say upchuck. I kept it sort of legit. Okay. It's like everything I disliked in the Goose Island Bourbon County barley wine I like here. All those fruits I described in the aroma. Yeah. It's not too boozy in the flavor. I mean, it's there in the background. It's pretty bitter, though. You do pick up a hop bitterness here. You do pick it up. It's about 68 degrees here and overcast, by the way. It was 20 degrees, 23 degrees colder this morning, and it had a bad chill in the air. I mean, a bad chill because it was so damp. It's still pretty damp. It's got a lot of bitterness, balanced by a lot of malt sweetness, a lot of bread crust to the hilt. Sort of along the line of Roman meal. 1975, that's when Roman meal was sort of in its heyday. Sugar. Maybe like Domino's light brown sugar. Even sort of has that color. The mouthfeel is heavy. On a sweetness, a sweetness scale, I think it would be 4 out of 5 sugar cubes. And on the bitterness, it would be 4 out of 5 hop cones. But it's like intense versus intense, and they don't clash, they cooperate. It's pretty smooth in the finish. It's sort of a sweet finish, it's sort of a boozy finish, it's a little bit in a brandy wine type way, but hey, this is like $2.50 a bottle. $2.50 a bottle, no joke. And the Bourbon County brand barrel-aged barley wine. That was $10.99 for that bottle. Okay, it's a bigger bottle. It's 16.9 ounces as opposed to 12. But it's $10.99, and this is $2.50 for a 12 ounce. So you can figure out what's a better value. Yeah, you get more alcohol, but you could go on the street if you're looking for, So I'm not into all of the inebriation and brain chemical induced euphoria, whatever you want to say. I'm just into the flavors, so it's a way better flavor. It's way more pleasant. It's way more, to me. Now, John Sharon at Zone 1, he was saying, that was a great beer. Like he's probably rolling his eyes like, what's wrong with him? I didn't like it. It was so harsh and You saw my face if you watched the video. This one, you don't make the face. It's pleasant. It's mild. It's intense, but it's mild and it's smooth and it's wonderful. I'm like with rate beer, 99 out of 100. I'm right there with you, rate beer. It's approaching world class. It is outstanding. It's an A plus. There's no doubt. It's an A plus, no doubt, my friends. It's an A plus. Wouldn't drink it too fast. You wouldn't want to drink it all the time. You'd get a little sick of it. But for one bottle, let's say if you had it once a month, it would be all right. I think my daughter would like this more than the other one. I don't think she would like this. I mean, she wouldn't like it, but she would like it more than the other one. And I know a lot of other people that would not like this. Like Paul from Texas, he would say, why would I want to drink that? It tastes like mud and old nuts and wood. I could just hear him now. But anyway, so Les Bon Temps Roulé, definitely one of the 300 beers to have before you die. And most of the beers in that book, I've never had. I keep looking through that book and I'm like, I'd love to try this. And there's so many the guy has from England in the book, and we just can't get them. So y'all come on down too. Damp, but not too uncomfortable now. Oh, wee. Oh, how sweet it is. Southeastern Louisiana.